Hello, my name is Michael. I'm a learning specialist here at Lehigh Carbon Community College, and welcome to the Student Success 101 series. We're going to look a little deeper in time management today. We're going to look at inputs, the 2-minute rule, and buckets. All right. Life has many inputs from many different areas, spaces, places, and people. We have college itself. We have people at the college telling us things. We have classmates telling us things. We have professors telling us things. We have family telling us things. We have work telling us things. We have friends and social connections telling us things. We have service responsibilities. And we have things that we're telling ourselves, right? Things that we need to do. So we have all these inputs that are going on. It's enough to stress anybody out, right? So here's a tip I can give you. Here's a 2-minute rule flow chart. Okay, so you get an input from an outside source or for an internal one, and you ask yourself, is it actionable? Do I need to do this, right? And it's nothing you need to do. If it's not actionable, you don't need to do, don't worry about it yet. That's a different video. We'll talk about non-action items in another video, right? But if it is actionable, right, you have to do it, right? You know, ask yourself, can I do it right now? Okay, if not, bucket it. Right? If yes, ask yourself another question. Will it take me less than 2 minutes to do? Maybe it's going to take you longer than 2 minutes, right? Well, in that case, bucket it. Right? But it does going to take you less than 2 minutes, and you can do it right now. Yes, do it now. 2-minute rule says if you can do it in 2 minutes and you're able to do it, if you can do it in less than 2 minutes and you can do it now, do it. Get it done. Right? It will actually a way to de-stress yourself by getting some of these things off your plate. You don't need to worry about it. So let's look at an academic example here. And here's a non-action example, right? Your professor says, if you didn't turn in your paper today, email me. Okay, that's the input, right? So you did turn in your paper. Doesn't apply to you, right? Just let that go, right? You don't need to do that. You don't need to do it with that thing, right? Okay, here, so you get another input. Here's another example. If you didn't turn in your paper today, email me. Let's start class. You did not turn in your paper. Right? Isn't actionable. Yeah, you need to do something, right? You did not turn in your paper. You got to email your professor, right? Can you do it right now? Class is starting right now, right? That's not going to be a good idea if you say, Professor, I'm going to email you right now while class is going on. You're already in trouble. You didn't turn in your paper. Right? So it's probably not a good idea. So as a result, bucket it. Okay? Example 2. Class is over. You didn't turn in your paper to me today. If you didn't turn in your paper to me today, email me. You did not turn in your paper, and you really kind of need to fully explain yourself. Right? So your input is from your professor, right? You do need to do it, right? You know, class is over. So you can do it right now. But it's going to take more than 2 minutes because you really need to fully explain yourself. The professor doesn't know what's going on. You feel like there's a lot of stuff so it's going to take more time. So you're going to have to bucket it too. Okay? Here's example number 3. Input, class is over. If you didn't turn in your paper, turn in your paper today, email me. You did not turn in your paper, but your professor knows your story, so a brief email from your phone will do it. Right? Yeah, you need to do it, right? Because you didn't turn in your paper, right? You can do it right now because you have your phone, and it's going to take less than 2 minutes because your professor knows what's going on, right? So, yes, do it right now. Get on your phone, send that email to your professor, say, sorry, professor, I didn't turn in my paper. You know the situation. Then let me know how I could possibly make this up, right? That's what you say, right? So the 2-minute rule asked you, is it actionable? Does it apply to me, right? Can you do it now? Will it take you less than 2 minutes? So if you need to do it, and you can do it now, and it will take less than 2 minutes, do it now. Just get it done, right? But if it's actionable, but you can't do it right now, or it'll take more than 2 minutes, you put it in a bucket. Put it in a bucket. All right? So what's a bucket? A bucket is something that captures all this input stuff, right? It can be a notebook. I use this little notepad. I've used a bunch of these little notepads too. It can be a little electric memo you send to yourself, an email to yourself. It can be something, right, that helps you capture this information. The idea is that you capture the stuff in your bucket, right? You capture this in your bucket, and it's out of your head. But It's important, so you have a record of it. Okay, so here's another example too. So you have this input, right? So here's an example from my life, right? So I have this input, right? I had a mental thought when I was in a meeting the other day, right? Where I got to get my dog, set up an appointment for my dog to go to the groomer, right? Is it actionable? Yes. I need to set up that appointment. The groomer is not going to set up that appointment, right? My dog's not going to set up that appointment, right? Can I do it right now? No, I cannot, because I'm in a meeting, right? Okay, so I put it in my bucket. Right? Now, say I wasn't in a meeting. Say I was, I was walking across campus, right? I was like, can I do this less than 2 minutes? But I got to look at the number. I'm not exactly sure it is. I don't know where the calendar is. I need access to my calendar, right? I can't just, do that walking across the campus, right? So, bucket it, right? But say the thought occurs to me, right? I'm at my desk, right, where I have access to my calendar, right? And I have my phone, and I have the number. Yeah, I should do it right away. So the key to this, the key to having buckets is checking and emptying these buckets regularly. That's the key to your success. So when you empty these, right, you put bucket items where it's appropriate. So I might say at store, right? At store, buy bananas, buy milk, right? At my computer, email Bob. At school, right? See Dean so-and-so about something, right? So I can have this list of these bucket items and these little lists that I create that are action lists, right? Or I script the things on my schedule. Like I have an activity like I have to draft my English paper. I will put on my schedule, right, to schedule it on Wednesday from 2 to 4. All right, so I get it out of my bucket, onto my list, or onto my schedule, into my planner, so I can move forward on those things. Okay, so remember, if it's actionable and you can't do it in under 2 minutes, and you can't do it right now, bucket it. Okay, but make sure you empty your buckets regularly. Okay, so look more videos on time management in this series and reach out to your supports. Okay, my name's Michael. Again, I'm looking forward to helping you while you're here at LCCC. Have a good one.